Welcome to the Den of Tools.
Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the old Den of Tools. And today we're going to be getting to the bottom of the rumor. The stories have been going along, the whispers here, whispers there. I got the information that DeWALT's been suing. People have been telling me all sorts of stuff, but the rumor basically was that DeWALT was suing, or at least threatening to sue, Harbor Freight over their Hercules branded tools. That it was a copyright infringement or a patent infringement, and that, I heard all sorts of things. I heard from the battery to the case. There was something with the internals, with the switches that had to get changed. Oh, there was all sorts of hot discussion on this. Always coming from some DeWALT fanboy who had an inside source, who knew somebody who was related to somebody who walked the dog for so-and-so and picked up the... Anyway, I don't want to get into that. But before we get into all that, let's talk about why the bear's wearing a dog shirt today. Well, that DOG stands for Den of Gadgets. That's our other channel we just started. We got one video up, another one coming up later today. Hopefully by the time you see this, we'll have it up. If not, it'll be up later today. And that is, we're going to be doing a review of the RCA projector. Now, this is, I've seen projectors like this out. If you haven't, this is not like your high-end home theater projector. No, this is a $59 projector. Now, the Cub won this through Scouts Selling Popcorn. He did a great job. He was in the top 50. He got a spin and wheel, and he got his choice of electronics, and he chose this projector. He's been having a heck of a good time with this thing, and I helped him set it up, and I got to say, I was pretty impressed. I think it was almost as good as the projector. I bought a high-end projector. It had to be 15 years ago, and this thing is about as good as that at $60. But anyway, you head on over to the Den of Gadgets. We'll have links down below. There's always a link. It's highlighted in our favorite channels section. So go check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe over there. Anyway, let's get into it. So here we have the alleged culprit. The dirty little Hercules drill that copied was an exact clone. I had people telling me that it was inch for inch a clone of the DeWALT. It was kind of hilarious. Here we can see the DeWALT that it is allegedly cloning. Let's put them right next to each other there. And obviously, it's like a mimeograph, if you're old enough to remember what a mimeograph is. Anyway, so when Harbor Freight came out with the rebranded or remodeled, Hercules, that's the one in the upper right there. Everyone, at least all the DeWALT fanboys, screamed, "Oh, we told you they were getting sued. They had to make a change." Even though everything I heard, because I got a lot of insiders that like to whisper to me from Harbor Freight, told me no, this was just, they're trying to distance themselves. They heard that people said it looked too similar, even though if you look close and you don't have to wear, them special kind of reading glasses that look like Coke bottles, it's pretty clear to tell that they're different. But anyway, so the question was, how different are they? And the easiest way to tell, the easiest way to get to the bottom of this is, let's dig into these two. Let's tear them apart. Let's see what they changed, because clearly there had to be something going on, right? Alrighty, well, Jeff messed up with the microphone, so I'm going to be doing a voiceover for this, so no desktop audio. I know you're disappointed. We always love to hear from him. Anyway, we got the new Hercules there, new in the box. Hopefully Jeff won't cut his digits off here. Those things can get kind of sharp. Anyway, he's going to pop this open here and we'll see what we have inside. It said this is the new Hercules. This is the after the hubbub. They did the redo on it with the flat back and all the fabulous changes that we're going to find inside. I'm sure there's going to be tons of changes that we just couldn't have guessed at, because clearly they had to do this. They were under pressure from DeWALT. They were getting sued. We got the old one on the right, new one on the left. I guess I said new one on the top, old one on the bottom. First thing that stood out is the chuck is different. Now they're both Jacobs chucks. They both have the same specs. I did notice they're both different. Now, these are third-party chucks. There's not going to be what this issue is about, but I thought I'd take a look at it, see if there's anything different. Short of it is, no. The knurling the area of knurling on the newer one is larger. There's kind of a seam there for some reason. Not sure what that is. The knurling's a smaller path on the older one. All in all, this is better with the newer one. Here we got them side by side. Let's crack these suckers open. There you go. There's the sexy internals there. You've seen this before. If you saw my Hercules versus DeWALT, I tore the Hercules apart, the DeWALT apart, did all the internals. You saw the difference in that one. Looks exactly the same. It's the same drill there. And here we have the inside casings on the new on the left, old on the right. You can always tell by the flat back design, that's the new one. And there's not much difference there. In fact, so close, I decided, hey, Jeff, why don't you see if you can put these things together and see if you can run old on the left, new on the right. Or actually, oh, yes, new on the right, old on the left. See if they would work together. And, man, it was so close. It was so close. But the problem is, the motor in this uses the case to hold it in place since there's no can on it. And with the curved back versus the square back, you couldn't get a good alignment at the back end. So it would run, but there was something there grinding. It wasn't right. So, man, it would have been cool if you could have done that. It could have had a little halvesy thing. Here's the battery connections down here. As you see, obviously there's not going to be any difference there because they're all using the same. You can use the old batteries on the new ones, new batteries on the old one. Look at the board, the PCB that it's attached to, heat sinks and the MOSFETs and everything. And you see there, heat sinks look the same. Now they did move the sticker. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the telltale. They had to move the sticker. DeWALT was pissed off where they put the sticker on this. We look here at the board design. That board looks identical to me. Maybe you got better eyesight than the old bear here, but that board looks the same. The trigger group is identical. You could take one out, put it in the other. You couldn't tell the difference. That's just all there is to that. There's just no getting around it. That's the same trigger on both of these. Pull the motor out. Let's look at the chassis here. Let's see if the mounting points, anything else different here. Well, it all seems to go together exactly the same. I'm sure we're going to find, that we're coming up, we're going to find where the big difference is. That clearly Harbor Freight was forced into this. It's not just a mold design like we were told. Obviously, we've been lied to. I'm not seeing the big difference other than one has a square back and one has a rounded back. But it couldn't be clearly the fact that they just wanted to set themselves apart even further. I don't know. You tell me. Hey, if the Bears missed something, go down in the comments. Say, hey, here you clearly missed. This is the part where they obviously had to make a change because they were going to get sued if they didn't. Maybe it's where that pile of grease is. No, that's the grease is even in the same spot on the inside. I don't know here. What are we missing? Oh, there, yeah. You see the back square. That's clearly what it was. I mean, obviously DeWalt's got a patent on rounded back end drills. And I don't know what Ryobi's going to do about that, or Milwaukee, or anybody else. I mean, there are a few square backs. We can get sued by Hitachi here. I don't know. Anyway, let's check the motors here. The motors, the planetary gears, all that. That's, man, it looks spot on the same. But let's compare them. Let's see. Maybe there's something that'll jump out at us. Now remember, this is the older one. I've had this one apart already, so we've seen this kind of stuff, and let's pop it together here. It's a little tricky to get those gears to line up in there, but I'm sure he can figure it out here, or not. Freaking hairless monkey. Hey, come on, you can do it. Come on, big guy. Almost there. Remember, this is a family show. Keep the comments above the belt. Anyway, as you say, they look at 7219. That's the part number up there. If you turn your head the right angle, that sure looks like 7219 as part number on the bottom one. Well, so that wasn't it. Where could oh look, he found the same thing. Where could the difference be? I don't know. I don't know, it's always fun getting inside these drills and seeing how they tick and whatnot. Unfortunately, just not finding anything new or different here. How about the fins? It's got to be the fins. I always loved it. One of the other bigger YouTubers, much bigger YouTubers, complained that, you can't have directional fins like that because you need cooling in both directions. Not sure how often I'm running a hard load in reverse on my drill. Yeah, not that often. And no. Now there is some epoxy there protecting something. That's a newer upgrade. Maybe they found that was a flaw with the older version. They were getting some wear there where the they connected or something. I'm not sure. But you know what? These are so similar. Let's see if we can swap the motors on them. Will they still fit? I gotta line up those teeth. Come on. Come on. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is it. Maybe we found where the difference is. I think we got it, guys and gals. It's clear that the motors won't fit into each other because... Oh, no. Never mind. I guess they do. Well, that wasn't it. It's... I don't know what to tell you. Well, there it is. Jeff dove into them. He tore them apart, and clearly there's not an inside that's different. They're practically identical. You could almost mate the two shells together if it weren't for that little back end on it. It's clearly the same drill, and there's obviously nothing here that was changed. In fact, just to reiterate this, if we can, let's look at it a little closely, shall we? We'd look at the chuck. Well, Harbor Freight's got that nice all-metal Jacobs chuck, and the DeWalt's got that POS chuck. And we go on and look at the torque, or the clutch, as some people call it. Harbor Freight's, they didn't change it from the last one. It's exactly the same. The DeWalt one is entirely different texturing, different color, different everything. I mean, all drills have these parts, so yeah, I guess you could say they both share the same parts. The bezel there, where the rubber meets the road there, Harbor Freight's got a nice all metal one screwed into the body. The DeWalt's it's just plastic. The back end. Now, okay, the back end on these, they're both round, which is not uncommon with brushed motor drills. I mean, they're a different sort of round. They have different texturing. They have different vents, different overmolding, different color. But yeah, they're both curved. So yeah, you got them there. We're talking about the trigger group. Now, the trigger group is very similar, as is the trigger group on almost every drill. They all, buy their triggers and trigger mechanisms from some third-party company, and they're all going to be kind of relatively the same. That's kind of the way that, the function of the tool kind of determines the design there. It's all right, but fine, we'll give it to you. They're kind of the same in the curve in the back, and they use a similar trigger group. And the battery. Now, here's the one part where, I mean, if you look at it, it's obvious that they're really close. They are really close. You got to be honest about that part. So, okay, the battery's very similar. So, but when you put these next to each other, there's just a world of difference. I mean, the grips aren't similar. The body design isn't similar. They do have switches on top, and Lord knows no other drills have that. And they have triggers, and good thing no other drills have that. They clearly copy the DeWalt here. I'm sorry, but when they've cloned the DeWalt comes down to the battery's similar, your argument kind of loses a little something. But you're saying the battery, it's got to be the battery, right? So let's look. Maybe it was the battery they changed. Let's throw it back to Jeff, see what he says about that. All right, so we got one of the old batteries, one of the new batteries. You can see there the scallop marks on the new one on the left. On the right kind of have these hash marks. So you line those up, hash to hash. There's the old one. And scallops to scallops here, I think. Yep, there we go. And that's the new one. So we're going to try and find out what the difference is between these. Oh, look, the old one has a sticker on it. I know. I know. I'm getting tired of the bear sarcasm myself already. But let's jump into these. Now, remember, before you open these up, you are dealing with electricity here, and I am a certified YouTube expert. So don't be trying this at home. Anyway, or do. You'd be shocked what you might find. Anyway, so let's jump into this thing, see what we got on the inside here. Clearly, there's got to be some sort of difference, because it was the battery design that everyone said was the issue. Now, they didn't change the outside of the design, unless, of course, it was the scallops versus the hashes. I mean, we got some sort of thermal conductor there. I think that's for the temperature probe or something. So, not sure what that's doing. But anyway, there's a difference you see on the inside, but that's something they added. I don't think that would be an issue. What else could there be? Well, let's take a look at the top of these. I notice the plate on the left has a circle in it. That's different. And as far as the rest of it, Let's see here. Nope, that's the same. The traces are the same. The chips are the same. The bolts in the same place. Everything's looking the same here. Maybe we need to get Big Bird in here and do which one of these is not like the other. As I said, people were pushing that this is why Harbor Freight made these changes, that they were forced. They were forced under threat of lawsuit, even though Harbor Freight's known for, going up against lawsuits. Now, can you tell which one's the new one? Which one's the old one? Yeah, I didn't move them. They're all in the same space. But you can't tell the difference. These things are identical. Well, I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. Did you find the missing part? Let's turn on the side. We'll see where the cells line up. Maybe the cells are different. Cells are in the same order. Welds are in the same order. How about here? We got the battery meter. Battery meter, that looks the same. We got how many lights on the left? 4. How many lights on the right? 4. I don't know. I'm not finding any difference. We didn't find any difference inside the drills. We're not finding them on the battery. Only marginal difference on the outside. Come on, guys and gals, help the bear out. Help us find where this difference is that DeWALT may have forced Hercules to make a change. What about the cells themselves? They look like Samsung's. They got that Samsung green. What does it say on it? Let's see. Can you read? Yeah, it says Samsung. Well, nope. Again, you lose twice there. Sorry, DeWALT boys. There was no lawsuit. There was nothing there. You could say, oh, it was a copyright. That's not the way copyright works. Oh my gosh, I don't have time in this. Go watch some videos on how copyrights work. And they're certainly not about patents. There's nothing would come into the line of confusingly similar. I've dealt with intellectual property at a professional level for years. And I'm sorry, but that argument holds no water. So what we got here is they clearly branded, and this is what I heard from my contacts there. Hercules wanted to step away and make sure that no one confused them. You guys, a lot of people were saying, oh, they're the same. Fine. They'll step back. And they did it with the Bauer too, but they're a lot quieter about it. At least you people whined a lot less about it. And they redesigned the Bauer and they redesigned the Hercules to give them their own look, their own feel, to make sure that there was no way you could fuse. I mean, all they did was make the back of it flat. Anyway, I guess it gave them a chance to kind of upgrade. They expanded the overmolding. They put on a larger, better chuck on it. So, again, still Jacob's chuck. It's an aftermarket chuck. But I did manage to get a picture of some of the techs gossiping, spreading the news that DeWALT was suing Harbor Freight. Yeah, as you can see, the old biddies here gossiping, whispering, did you hear Wendy? And I hear he's dating Sheila. Oh my gosh. Who knew that tool guys could be such old women sometimes? I know, the bear is kind of harsh about this stuff, but seriously, if you don't have the truth, don't be spreading rumors, because clearly, if somebody told you this, then that person was lying, because they didn't know. Oh, they can say, I knew so-and-so. I had somebody say their sister, cousin, or whatever worked for the patent office up there, and they were getting sued. Patent office doesn't get that information. That's not the way this works. That's not the way any of this works. Anyway, well, be sure to check out the Den of Gadgets over there. Go check out a video. Also, don't forget to come by and check us out this Sunday for Tool Talk Live. Talk tools, tech, all sorts of stuff. You can ask all sorts of questions about this. We'll talk about Den of Gadget stuff. We're just a good group of people, hang out, having some fun. It'll be Jeff and the Missus and the Cubs and the Labrador. Who knows who's going to show up? It's kind of different every week. Anyway, that's every Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Den of Tools. Hope to see you there. Till then, you all take care. God bless. Hey, don't forget to chomp that like button. It'll get away if you don't say that. Give it a little chomp. Anyway, that's it. And as always, come on, say it with me. Shine on.